Hi. My name is Freedom China. I am doing Popular Music MHS 37 12 module. And this is my assessment for. Please pardon me for using my friend Matthew as the narrator. I have decided to do an oral presentation on the topic about that says. Discuss the relationship between popular music and politics. Select one genre that displays the ongoing connection between music and politics and detail how music has played a transformative role therein. In my introduction, I would like to start by saying, there are several popular music and/or genres that had and still have impact in politics. From blues, to jazz, ragtime, pop, rock and roll, to rap music well known nowadays as hip-hop. In this assignment I am going to use hip-hop as an example of popular music with a relationship with politics. I will be focusing on bands or groups like Public Enemy and NWA on how they shaped politics and artists like Kendrick Lamar who remain the voice of what is happening in the world of politics. Hip-hop music's lyrical component became increasingly prevalent in the 1980s, a decade marked by hits like The Message and the releases of NWA and Public Enemy. The introduction of gangsta rap upset the notion of rap as the radical voice of America's black community. Borthwick and Moy 2004-158. Borthwick and Moy, 2004-159, claimed that the move of the core production site from New York to Los Angeles was the cause of the structural reversal from the political to the criminal fantasy. Rap music production became a violent endpoint for criminals involved in a East versus West battle. Hip-hop music's lyrical component became increasingly prevalent in the 1980s, a decade marked by hits like The Message and the releases of NWA and Public Enemy. The introduction of gangsta rap upset the notion of rap as the radical voice of America's black community. Borthwick and Moy 2004-158. Borthwick and Moy, 2004-159, claimed that the move of the core production site from New York to Los Angeles was the cause of the structural reversal from the political to the criminal fantasy. Rap music production became a violent endpoint for criminals involved in a East versus West battle. Let us quickly look into Kendrick Lamar, on why he is still political and as a rap and hip-hop musician and a political activist. We will analyze one of his music and performance first. In Chains and Bound, Kendrick Lamar is shuffling. In front of him, a group of chain gang members move in dull blue prisoner outfits. As he stumbles to a microphone stand in the middle of the Staples Center Arena in downtown Los Angeles, only blue jeans distinguish Kendrick's attire. Sweating and focused, he raises his shackled wrists above the microphone mount. For this moment, the majority of the audience at the 58th Annual Grammy Awards waited all night. Leading the night's nominees, Kendrick is just one nomination short of the record 12 nominations in a single year held by the late pop superstar Michael Jackson in 1984. Everyone is staring at him. Then he lets loose and opens his mouth. He says in his song, "I'm the biggest hypocrite of 2015, he says, invoking his most controversial line that year. Terrace Martin cries through a saxophone to Kendrick's left, imprisoned on stage in cell block 29. He repeats the line, which slowly, dramatically unfolds into The Blacker the Berry, the second single from his celebrated major label sophomore album, To Pimp a Butterfly. Trump hasn't yet been elected, still Kendrick seems to speak directly to the basest of his constituency among the nearly 25 million people glued to their televisions, tablets, and smartphones. He's under no illusions about the fake niceties of microaggressive racists and he lets it be known. He runs down all the hated features of his hair, his nose. He's aware of white supremacist plans for his community, their hatred for his culture. On the world's biggest stage for celebrating music, Kendrick indicts everyone with ill intentions toward his people in prime time, unapologetically. Rather, he stumbles off, unchained now, to another Grammy set, with a song and a flaming campfire surrounded by tribal dancers and drummers. The song becomes a hit before the night is out, winning Best Rap Performance and Best Rap Song, as Kendrick moves from the prison to a location reminiscent of the motherland. However, singles that win Grammy Awards are much more prevalent than anthems. Activists who dedicated their 2015 to protesting the unjust murders of Sandra Bland, Freddie Gray, and other victims of police brutality are undoubtedly among Kendrick's millions of viewers that evening. We Gonna Be Alright. Kendrick Lamar. This song speaks about police brutality against black people. This is after all the unfortunate events that took place in the United States of America, where a lot of black people were killed by police. There were campaigns, people asking that the government should intervene, and a call for all police to not just look into the skin but behave like people. Some police came through and understood that this was inhuman. They were seen on the streets putting down guns and showing sympathy with the people. Let us look into the NWA when they did the song F the Police. That was political too. 1988. The anti-authority political attitudes and values in some rap music also attracted the attention of the new right. The songs F the Police by Los Angeles rap duo Niggers with Attitude, NWA, and Cop Killer by Ice-T both created a lot of controversy and calls to ban the performances and recordings of their performers. Within the United Gangster rappers Niggers with Attitude, NWA, released Kingdom in October 1990. A single about oral sex that has the song She Swallowed It as its B-side. Numerous of the principal. Certain music stores and department store chains declined to carry the record. Aware of the ambiguity surrounding the Obscene Publications Act of 1959, and fearing legal action, the second album by NWA, titled A Feel for Zagan, Niggas for Life, backwards, was released in the UK in June 1991. The album had already topped the American Billboard chart and sold almost 1 million copies in its first week of release. Along with a lot of profanity, the CD had some tracks that included severe violence against women and sexual humiliation. About 12,000 copies of the album were taken by the authorities during a raid on the offices of Polygram, the record's UK distributor, and the LP was taken out of retail locations. The Obscene Publications Act, which defines obscene article as one that tends to deprave and corrupt, was used in the prosecution that ensued. I like how the NPR Music Journal put it here. They say, "The personal is always political, even in hip-hop. It matters where you are at, so to speak, and how you choose how to build and portray that space, whether it is actual or imagined." Politics and music have always been closely connected and have influenced one another in different ways. Music has frequently been a potent medium for protest and political expression. Songs have the power to encapsulate the essence of social movements by uniting people behind issues and providing voice to the voiceless. Political themes in music have the power to raise awareness of significant issues and change cultural attitudes. Artists like Bob Dylan, Public Enemy, and more recently, Kendrick Lamar, have used their platforms to address political and social issues. On the other hand, governments have occasionally attempted to restrict or censor music that they perceive to be offensive or dangerous. This demonstrates how music has the ability to subvert authority and inspire change. Both unity and division are possible with music. While politically charged music can draw attention to social divides, national anthems and patriotic songs can promote a sense of solidarity and patriotism. In the era of globalization, music travels beyond national boundaries to disseminate political ideas all around the world. International unity on problems like climate change, human rights, and other matters may result from this. In conclusion, there is a complicated and nuanced relationship between politics and music, which reflects the ability of music to challenge, inspire, and change society. I am Freedom China. And this is my oral presentation of my assignment for of popular music. I thank you.